Prohibition was the result of efforts by temperance workers to close bars, which were the source of drunkenness and misery in an age before social welfare. Robert Borden's Wartime Measures Act resulted in many men going to Europe to fight. This led to the allowance of women voting and women running the country of Canada. It gave women more power and led to the movement of gender equality and the development of social welfare in Canada. Women decided they wanted to push for a ban of alcohol because they did not like how their husbands would abuse them when drunk and how they would squander their family's income. Canada underwent prohibition from 1916 to 1927. The USA underwent prohibition from 1920 to 1933. Prohibition set the stage for organized crime to develop because people still wanted to consume alcohol, which resulted in many deaths due to rival gangs fighting for their dealing territory and the murder of police trying to raid speakeasies and other illegal gang actions. Homicide rates spiked during the Prohibition periods of the United States and Canada. After Canadian Prohibition ended, many Canadians became rich from illegally smuggling alcohol into the USA, which was the big scandal. Slang was an effective technique to elude officers and the older generation. It consisted of using terms and words that no one had heard of before and giving them certain meanings, which created a sort of new language for smugglers and young people. For example, gate crashers was police raid on a speakeasy, and hijack was a thief's greeting to a rum runner. The producers of alcohol would set up a camp in secret places, for example, in underground dugouts in the middle of forests. Bootleggers would cross the Canadian and US border with their families to make it seem as though they were tourists traveling on vacation. Smugglers would hide bottles of different sizes in their clothing. Smugglers would take various routes across the Canadian and US border, for example, Smuggler's Notch, Vermont. The allowance of prohibition paved the way for women's rights. Since women pushed for the law and made prohibition in Canada a real thing, it empowered women for future generations.